Thirst. I climb out of the car, and my feet hit the dusty ground. I take a look around. It's hot. The dry wind reminds me to check my water bottle. I walk to the rim of the canyon and get my first glimpse, and it stops me in my tracks. What a scene. The canyon is huge, with sheer cliffs above and steep slopes below, and at the very bottom, a meandering river fringed with green. The arid New Mexico plain rolls away beyond the mouth of the canyon. Above all this beauty rises the deep blue sky, adorned with feathery clouds. But regardless of the sight before me, what I feel is the heat. Heat rising up from the ground, heat beating down from the sun, heat coming sideways in the strong, dry wind. I stand in the firm embrace of the heat and reach for my water bottle. I thirst. That's what Jesus said right before he died on the cross. His thirst was no doubt far more intense than mine, but I can relate. I begin to descend into the canyon thinking about thirst. There's thirst as in, I'd like a drink of water, and there's thirst as in, my body is shutting down. I think about the time I ran that marathon in Denver. I got dehydrated, and after finishing the race, took a ride in an ambulance, and after they pumped 3 bags of saline solution into my veins, they let me go. That was thirst. I imagine Jesus on the cross and the brutal events leading up to that moment, and I try to imagine his thirst. He'd been on his feet all the night before and all that day, except for the times when he was beaten and knocked to the ground or fell exhausted under the weight of his own cross, until the moment when they nailed him up. He had probably lost water and blood in equal measure. I'm not sure we have a word for what he was feeling. O God, you are my God. I shall seek you earnestly. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh yearns for you in a dry and weary land where there is no water. I stopped to take a picture of a cactus flower. This spiky little guy could probably tell me a lot about thirst. How can this cactus look so happy and healthy in the desert? The beautiful yellow flower sends my mind spinning. My thoughts return to Jesus hanging there at the lowest point of his life. I know that he was physically thirsty, but was he also thinking of something deeper? A desire that was the focus of his entire life, from the days when he first went to the temple and sat questioning the elders, continuing straight through his intense years of ministry, to repair the broken relationship between man and God. Within the hour, Jesus' thirst would be satisfied. His work would be complete, and he would find himself in the loving arms of the Father. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. My feet scrunch on the dirt. Thirst and satisfaction. Jesus' thirst was satisfied. Somehow, that tree over there growing out of that rock finds satisfactory water. Something catches my eye. A bright yellow butterfly. I chase it down the path until it stops in a bush. I creep up on it, snapping pictures every step of the way. It seems satisfied. I crossed the path to photograph a lovely red cactus flower. It seems satisfied. I think of the bighorn sheep I met up on the rim of the canyon. They seemed satisfied. Somehow, they've learned how to flourish among the thirst of the desert. But thirst is not always satisfied. When does thirst become lust? When does longing become envy? When does hunger become greed? Jesus stood and cried out, saying, "If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink. He who believes in me, as the scripture said, from his innermost being will flow rivers of living water." I take another drink from my water bottle. It feels cool and refreshing as it passes over my dry lips and down my throat. The Spirit and the bride say, "Come." And let the one who hears say, "Come." And let the one who is thirsty come. Let the one who wishes to take the water of life without cost. For God says, "Come, and you will be satisfied."